John, yeah, 1-0 defeat here. That goal early on, couldn't quite build against Selden into the game, get that chance to equalise. What are your thoughts on it?
Well, first things first, I think credit to Mossley. I mean, it's a great little setup here. You can see it's an absolute community-based club, and you've got to give respect to clubs like that and do things properly. I think the management staff set them up really well today, and I think good old-fashioned, they did a job on us today. We didn't quite play the way that we wanted to, and it's a difficult surface to play on, so we couldn't quite get the ball down and shift it like we can. But we'll reflect on this game as one that realistically we still should have probably scored with the chances that we created, and should have certainly got a minimum of a goal, and if not 2, 3, possibly 4. Now the game gets stretched, you change things, you do things differently. We've not worked on the shape that we went to, and I'm a big believer on, I want to give lads the pictures, the confidence to go and play a shape, and we've played a very good way of football recently, and the results have reflected that. And the fact that we haven't played as well today doesn't mean that we're not still in the same position as we have been. We're still a fantastic group of footballers and a club going somewhere, and that doesn't change. I think there's a lot of positives you can take from today. I thought individually, Perry Berkhamshaw was fantastic. That's probably the best game that I've seen in arguably a Dabba shirt there today, and I thought he was just brilliant. He was all over everywhere. Kelvin, great shift again. I think there's a few individuals who probably didn't have an as good a game, and look what happens there. You kind of get punished, but I'm not going to tell the lads that we look at this as a major defeat at all. It's a disappointing result, don't get me wrong, and we're all disappointed in there because we've come here and we want to win football matches, and there's a lot of belief in that change room to say that we still should have won today. Now, credit still to Mossley. They did a good job on us, and they defended magnificently, and you sometimes these are the days that you just can't seem to get the ball on the back of the net. So it was one of those, and like I've said, we're going to dust ourselves down now. We're going to get ourselves right, pick ourselves up again, and go and put the best performance we can do against City Liverpool next Saturday.
Yeah. Was the worst part of that goal? It's a long throw in the first 5 minutes. Is that the most disappointing aspect of it?
Yeah, Darren's just said it in there. You can't concede in the first 10 minutes of a football match. Now, we've started games very brightly over the last 4 or 5 weeks since I've been in, and I think today was probably the first time that we weren't as bright, and I think we looked a little bit, I wouldn't say leggy, but I think we looked a couple of yards off it, and it took us 15 minutes to wake up, but it still took us about 45 minutes to really get going. So yeah, we're disappointed. Yeah, it's a long throw, it's avoidable, and you give them something to cling on to, then teams like that, they'll do that, and that's what they've done. So yeah, disappointed, lots of work to do, and I'll be the first one to say there's still loads of work that we need to do as a group, and that's not a bad thing, that's a good thing. We've just gone and got some fantastic results over the last 4 weeks, and I still think we're maybe second gear. You know, I think we've got so much more potential in this group, and yeah, we need to work on it a lot more, and we all know that.
Yeah, I lost count of the number of corners we had, but they've been such a rich source of goals and chances. When they're not coming together, is that when you start to think maybe it's not going to be our day?
Well, not so much. I mean, Meps has had a goal there, which I'll have to look back and see why it's disallowed. Yeah. I'm not too sure. The referee said there's a foul on their number 9, so it's not even the goalkeeper. So I'm not entirely sure what that was about. But listen, the referee's he's made a decision, and sometimes you have to deal with these things. We've probably had 3 or 4 in the first half set pieces that we probably should have done a little bit better with in terms of the chances that we've created. Kelvin's had a great header there. If he gets a little bit more on it, potentially the keeper has no chance, but he gets down. We've had a second ball that's come out that Paddy's had a great effort at, and he's not quite got a full connection on it, and the guard's got back in and blocked it. And yeah, listen, set pieces are a great opportunity to get some goals, but that shouldn't just be our only area. We're scoring. Look at games like Trafford. You know, we know full well that we can score from a whole host of areas, and we've certainly got the players to do that. I think today was just a bit of a, I don't know, not a wake-up call, but a lesson that we're definitely going to learn from. And we'll have moments like this season where teams will go ahead and they'll have something to cling on to, and we'll dominate and create chances and huff and puff, and sometimes you just need someone to go and grab the game by the scruff of the neck and really put one in the roof of the net for us. But it just didn't quite happen for us today, and I don't look at that as a major negative, because I still think there's a load of positives there. And I think if you go back to even 12 months ago, you'd probably be looking at games like Mossley away and thinking 0-0, probably take that, but that's not what this group wants. We want to win every game of football. So yeah, slightly disappointed, but not something that we want to start beating ourselves up about. We pick ourselves up and we go again.
Yeah. All right, cheers, John. Thank you.